Abbott Elementary, Season 5, Episode 5, Camping, and Season 6, Episode 6, No Phone, are over, but class is back in session here on Abbott Elementary, a post-show recap on Recap Kickback. It's me, your host, Chappell, and we are back again after a brief hiatus to talk about Abbott. They took a hiatus, and so I felt like I could take one too. And with me, back from hiatus as well, the principal of the podcast, Gia Worthy. Gia, welcome back.
Thank you. And listen, we know it's been a while since we have last talked about Abbott Elementary, but also it felt like an eternity today getting to this moment to podcast about Abbott Elementary, because guess whose cell phone stopped working in the middle of the morning today? It was me. It was me. And I was living in my own hellish Abbott Elementary episode because I could not call or text get on any apps unless I was connected to Wi-Fi. It was a rough day.
I have so many thoughts and feelings about that no cell phone episode. I'm going to cry. Like I might tear up out of passion.
I'm so excited to hear, because as somebody that has been actively trying to cut down their screen time, a lot of things resonated with me this episode, and not all of them good.
Gia, my phone has been broken for 3 months, and it's a brand new phone. I bought the phone broken. We'll get there. Anyway, thank you all for joining us again to talk about Abbott Elementary. Clearly, Gia and I have something on our heart to talk about today with these cell phones. But before we get to all of that, of course, I want to remind you, make sure you come and check us out here on YouTube, recapkickback.com/subscribe. Can subscribe you to the podcast on the audio feed, but we are here showing our beautiful faces on youtube.com/@recapkickback. And so, yeah, not to get ahead of things too much, but No Phones aired on November 15th, which was roughly a week or two ago. And then the next episode of Abbott will be on December 10th. So they basically just like took a month off and was like, they'll be here when we get back. And you know what? They're right. I'm never going away. I'll wait 6 years if I have to. I'll be here.
They know their audience, but please don't make us wait 6 years. Like, we are not Stranger Things fans.
No. You don't want to see what happened if you make me wait. Because I did not wait on those kids. Those kids are older than me now.
Absolutely not. Nope.
Yeah. We can't, because Abbott needs our kids to be roughly the same age when we have them on episodes, because
they're on a schedule.
They're growing up. They're growing up so fast. And so I definitely want to talk about a little bit of that. But let's get into these episodes. Episode 5 starts with Barbara talking to the kids who are too old to trick or treat, but they are outside with it this Halloween. Gia, I come from a very specific time and place. And so these kids were talking about things that I know well. They were talking eggs. They were talking TP and starting a fire just for the hell of it. Did you ever, do any chaotic things on Halloween?
Did I ever participate in any nefarious activities? Is that what you're
asking?
Off
the record, of course. This is purely entertainment. Nothing we're saying is fact.
Yeah. Now, listen, if you're a lawyer, just turn off this episode, or, skip over maybe like 15, 30, 45 seconds, Yeah. You know what to do. And if you're a cop, also, why are you listening to this? But also skip over a little bit, There's some food for thought there. No, I was actually a little bit of a square as a teenager. Like, first of all, you're never too old to trick or treat, okay? Like, I don't need any context Halloween night. If you are 35 showing up my door asking for candy, saying trick or treat, bitch, like, who am I to deny you your joy, right? Yeah. Like, yes. As a 30-year-old woman myself, like, you're never too old for whimsy. However, I would say, like, other than the standard, like, once you get a little older, it's like drinking that you have no idea how alcohol works when you're like 16 or 17, and trying some substances that are legal now in my great Commonwealth of Massachusetts, like that type of stuff. Yes, but we actually had kind of similar to the Halloween that we get in Abbott. We had what was called Oktoberfest, and apparently it was specifically called Oktoberfest at our school. And everyone wore a costume. There were like contests and a bunch of stuff to do for the day. We got to end classes early to go hang out and stuff. So it was a really fun day. So I always loved Halloween. It's my favorite holiday. So I love the Abbott Elementary Halloween episodes.
They're my favorite Abbott episode. Any holiday episode or any very special episode of Abbott, I'm here for them all. But yeah, like I said, I come from a very specific time and place. Gia, these shenanigans were happening around me. I would never It's such a thing. But the neighborhood grocery store that was like down the street, I want to say it was like a Kroger or something like that, was down the street from my house, and they literally would not sell eggs or toilet paper to anybody under the age of 18 the week of Halloween. Like the week of Halloween, you could not go grocery shopping without a parent and get those two items. They would just not do it.
That is so funny.
And I remember like being like outraged, but like at the same time being like, I get it, but like also like this isn't fair, you know?
Yeah.
Things happen. I'm more on the like, I love Halloween, right? I love it, but I don't like it for the normal reason. Like, I don't eat candy like a lot. I like my candy corn, but I'm a very simple old man. But like I want to dress up. I like a costume. I was a minion this year. It was beautiful. It was amazing. I was a great minion.
I love that. Oh yeah, wait, I saw your costume. I want to see Gregory's reaction to a candy corn, like a single kernel of candy corn, but also his reaction to a candy corn martini. I feel like he would be a fan. I feel like Janine would be actively against candy corn, and this would be like Gregory's 7th food item that he would eat, you know? Like, I feel like they would have very differing opinions to the candy corn debate.
Yeah, probably. And that's always fun, right? Like these two, we're gonna get into Gregory and Janina a little bit, but I like when they're on opposite sides of stuff because they just still complement each other just so well. But it's precious. So it's not even November yet, but all the teachers except for Barbara are exhausted. They're like, I'm April tired in October, basically. And Barbara is like really trying to hype up these kids and get them involved in the Halloween spirit, but the other teachers are phoning it in. I think they were talking about the Halloween Town trilogy, and it was really just like watching Halloween the Town and something else.
And then Halloween Town to end it.
Yeah, and then Halloween Town. Gia, something tells me that you were a Halloween Town fan.
I love Halloween movies. Now, my favorite is the classic double feature, The Addams Family and The Addams Family Values, R.I.P. Raul Julia. However, love Halloween Town, love like all the old black and white like monster films from way back when. I actually watched a good amount of those. My favorite's Night of the Living Dead. That one's more like 60s, but it's still super good. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend. Not a huge fan of Nightmare Before Christmas.
Is that a Halloween movie or is that a Christmas movie?
I count it as, I think it could count as both, but I'm not a fan of it either way. No matter what category of
it doesn't matter which holiday. I don't like it.
It doesn't matter what holiday you're showing it me towards. Like, it's fine. I'm not avidly against it, but I'm not listening to, like, it's not the first movie I'm looking to watch for Halloween. You know, okay. Like I enjoy the films that I have already on the roster. And unfortunately, Tim Burton doesn't always kind of like pass the vibe check for me.
Okay.
Hot take for a Halloween fan, but yes, Addams Family Values. That should have been the double feature they showed because that is a film.
So Barbara suggests Halloween camping, which I've never known anybody to do, but she goes with it. She wants to take the students who are in clubs to do something constructive because they're aging out of like doing the normal Halloween stuff. So she's done all the work. She's got permission slips. She's even volunteered Dom to help, who is going to deny that. So good for him. But he's volunteering at a homeless shelter. Ava says it's a bit performative, and no, I think it was Janine. No, it was one of them. Said it was a bit performative. I'm like, I kind of agree. Like, listen, as someone who volunteers at homeless shelters, when I say it, it sounds gross because it sounds like, ooh, look at me, I volunteer at homeless shelters.
I volunteered.
Oh my god, just me, so selfless. But like, Tom, you gotta like lighten that. You can't just like drop. I volunteered at a homeless shelter on somebody.
No, you say I'm busy. I have plans.
I'm busy. I have
and then
other
if someone
things
asks, what are those plans? You say, I am volunteering at a homeless shelter.
Right, but it also sounds like a lie. Right? Like, it sounds like it's almost too, like...
There's no way that's your Halloween plans.
Right. Also.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't have to go camping, but that, right. Like, I refuse to believe you have a more philanthropic activity planned already that you can't participate in the initial philanthropic activity that has already been bestowed upon you.
Yes, exactly. So Barbara's friends, the other teachers, are too tired to participate, and they all complain and they don't want to do it. But Barbara says she's going to do it alone, and that's when Melissa volunteers to help her out, even with costumes being mandatory. Now, again, Halloween camping in and of itself is not something that appeals to me that much. But I guess if I was in a costume, I would like it more. Would you do this?
No. Couple of reasons. First of all, camping in October should be illegal. There is no reason to be camping when it is that cold out. I don't care if it's one of those really warm October. It's still not the right temperature for you all to be camping out there. Camping with students may be my least favorite form of camping.
Oh my God, yeah.
Absolutely not. And like, can you imagine the level of like supervision you have to have on these kids at all times in the middle of the woods where mosquitoes are around or
poison ivy,
spiders? What?
Poison ivy was literally in this episode.
Poison ivy. And I honestly, like, I have an idea of what poison ivy looks like, but not confident enough that I wouldn't accidentally run into it. That would be very possible. Like, you know, I just kind of avoid all foliage in general. But also in costumes. And I have a routine night and morning for skincare. I just don't feel like I would be the best at it. And I have been camping before, right? Like in a tent, the real camping, not for me. I am a glamper through and through. If they were doing a Abbott Elementary glamping session, that would be different. But for this, absolutely not. I can't do it. I don't think I could do this. Not even like not just during school, like in general. I think the answer is just overwhelmingly no. If we're going to camp, please let it be in a cabin, like 4 walls, solid walls, a roof, something that has coverage in the event of rain.
Yeah. So what did you think about Gregory being so tired that he said, like, if I'm not home and sleeping by a certain time, I'm going to cry for the first time in my life, even as a baby, Gia?
That was so funny. I believe him. I absolutely believe him. That man did not look at his eyes. That was not a man that cried in his infancy. I'm just saying.
The doctor smacked him on the ass and he just looked at him like this, like he was crazy.
Yeah, Gregory walked home at that point. He got all his cries out, all of his sniffles out right at the beginning of his life, his birth, and promptly took his ass home like his parents would want.
He said, like, I will never cry again. You can't make me.
Not. That was a terrible experience.
Didn't love it. Yeah. Listen, I don't love crying either. I hate crying. I hate it. I hate it.
Oh, I cry all the time.
Oh, no.
Sometimes I'll watch a specific movie just to
feel something.
Just to feel something. Because I know I'll cry during it, and it feels so good to get the feelings out.
I cannot relate to that at all.
Oh no, I love crying. Like
not for me.
Not in like company. Like I don't want to just cry. But when you're in your feelings and you really need to like let it out, oh yes, a good cry will do wonders.
So all of the teachers end up going. All of our teachers end up going camping.
On that topic, real quick, can I just say something? I love that this season it has been established that this is the core group, and these are all like. In the baseball episode, it was just Ava's friends. So like, so they're just picking Ava's friends to go. Like in any other show, it's like The Office or something like, or Parks and Rec, like any of those mockumentary style films. It's like the whole group is going somewhere because they all work together or they're all in the same department or like, you know, they all have the same boss, however you want to frame it. But in this one, especially because obviously an elementary school has a lot of staff and they can't all be going to every event that they have on here. It's just not logistically possible for a TV show. So obviously for things like the baseball game, for camping, for things where we need just like a select group of people to go, it's the friend group. Like we know who the core group is of this school. If Ava wants to go somewhere, she's picking her friends to go. Like there is a core group, there's the clique in there. So I kind of like that we're actually exploring this dynamic, and it's almost like, you know, you guys may not admit that you're all friends, but you are friends, and like maybe unhealthily so that you're all doing these different activities together and just running around in the woods because Barbara said so.
Right. Ava showing up wasn't a big surprise to me, even though she said she wasn't going to come. But when Mr. Johnson popped up, I literally fist pumped. I was like, yes!
Yes!
Because I just felt like someone was missing.
Is it possible? Do you think Ava and Mr. Johnson just had FOMO? They're like, well, if all my friends are going, like, I need to go. Like
Mr. Johnson for sure. Now, Ava maybe was trying out her trinkets and her toys, but Mr. Johnson for sure was like, I know y'all didn't leave me in this school with these other people.
See, I feel like it's almost opposite. I feel like I would totally believe that Mr. Johnson would just hanging out in the park and just stumbled upon Abbott Elementary while he was there. Ava, I feel like she would never admit it, but she definitely was getting FOMO at the idea that all of her friends that she will never admit are her friends are all going to be spending a night together, and she's not a part of it.
They love each other. They all love each other. So yeah, we've come so far.
Yes.
Okay, we have to talk about the Halloween costumes, okay?
Yes.
And we have a graphic. Made this. That's why it looks so raggedy. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you get to see our beautiful graphic. Make sure you subscribe, youtube.com/@recapkickback. All right, let's talk about these costumes. Who was the best costume in your opinion? We're looking right at them.
Okay, I would say initially what made me giggle the most, Denzel Washington in Gladiator 2 or 3, whichever Gladiator.
It's such a good costume. It's so impeccable.
It's so good, and it's also just so funny because, like, listen, you're never gonna make me question why Denzel Washington is in a movie, right? But it was such a good addition to Gladiator, and I feel like this would be something that Mr. Johnson picked up. Like, I'm going to be the one Black person in a very Caucasian film in a very Caucasian setting. That's going to be like, and it got a lot of press buzz. It's a good, timely film. He's with the times. I love it. This was really good, but I think my favorite overall was Ryan Coogler and the IMAX screen, which was Janine and Gregory. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I loved it. And, you know, we got a lot of I don't know if you're familiar with like some of the TikTok trends that came out around Halloween or anything like that, Chappell, but we got a lot of like Sinners couples, mostly Mary and Stack, I believe. Like,
I heard about that.
Yes, people were saying already, like, get ready for all the annoying biracial couples to be the. As a biracial child myself, I feel like I can say this, but it was very funny. And we had a lot of like singers costumes. I feel like this was so good. Ryan Coogler in the IMAX screen.
Okay. So we have Greta Thunberg or whatever as Jacob as Greta. I don't even know what to say about this. Like, Jacob, why I don't know. I feel like you shouldn't have to explain your Halloween costume to somebody. You know what I'm saying?
This was the guy that was wage theft, like I think the first season. So like, I feel like this is very on brand for Jacob. I think Greta is probably someone that he really looks up to. So this is more of like an homage costume than a, like poke fun at type of situation. But it's very on brand for Jacob. It's a nice little, like, like this is also very timely. She's a very big public figure, and I love it. It's well done, but it's kind of crazy they put this in here.
I have no issue with Greta.
Yes.
She cool or whatever. But Jacob, you too old to be looking up to somebody who was born in 2003. I'm sorry. You got to find better. It's 2003. If you were born in 2003, I'm sorry. I don't care if you are, the new baby Jesus was just born in 2003. I'm sorry, baby Jesus. I can't follow you. You were born in this millennium.
I do feel like there could have been better options that I was going to say Chris, which is the actor's name, Jacob. That Jacob could have done for this. Not his best costume. That we've seen. I'm trying to think of like who else is like a timely, like a present figure that would fit for right now, but it's going blank right now. This has been a tough year politics wise, but
it's been rough. It's been rough.
It's been a lot, but I think this was good.
It's a statement piece,
Yes.
So now then we have April O'Neil with Melissa and Sweet Cheeks, who is not present, but as Shredder. I gave her bonus points for Shredder, even though we didn't see him.
I really want to see the receipts. I want to see Shredder.
It needs to come out before the end of the season. Like, there's a callback to the moment or something like that. Like, I feel like the people want it.
I feel like Melissa should. I think this is out of character. I think Melissa would have brought Sweet Cheeks with her.
Yeah.
And like a little like warm. I feel like she would have brought like a little battery operated heating pad or something, and like get a little cage set up so Sweet Cheeks could also be part of the fun.
Is she just like shell shocked from when they lost Sweet Cheeks?
I think that might also be an issue, because that was last Halloween, right? When they had the parade of costumes. Like, yeah, that might also be. Or no, that was the 100 days of school.
Oh, yeah,
but yeah,
the 100 days, yeah.
There were still costumes involved, so I can understand why she's like, Sweet Cheeks is never going to be around these nasty ass kids ever again.
Right. Then
we love the kids. I don't think they're nasty. I'm just saying that's what Melissa would say. We love the children.
We love the children. Okay. Yes. Barbara, park ranger. Okay, it's fine. It's on theme with the.
I thought she was from 367 or like Bessie Coleman or something.
Oh yeah, no. I think she said a park ranger, right? I think she said.
I know. Yeah, no, that's what she said, but I disagree with her. I think like what's the Tyler Perry? I don't know if it's called 367. It's like
no, the
666 or something like that.
Yeah,
it's a Tyler Perry movie. That's what I believe she was, and I am restating what her costume is. I don't think like she's not a park ranger. She is a character in the Tyler Perry movie.
3888 is the name of the movie.
3888, yes.
Which I've seen multiple times. I don't know why I was drawing a blank on that movie. But I'm sorry. Ava is like undefeated in costumes. Darth Maul is incredible. That wig is perfect. I'm sorry. Darth Maul killed me. I just was like, I'm sorry. I like spit out my drink when she said it.
How'd they even come up with this one?
How did you come up with this? Darth Maul is crazy. I think Ava, to me, consistently best costumes. Ava as Storm was incredible. You know what I'm saying? When she was Blade.
Yeah. Blade was the best one in my opinion.
Yeah. But I love this. I love it. And she showed up with her lightsaber and all of her Doomsday trinkets, because Ava has like the world won't end fast enough for her to actually have to use that kind of stuff. And so she needed to try them out in the wilderness. And it seems like none of her devices are working. Like she needs to start a fire, but it's not working. So she ends up starting it with her bare hands. And to that I say, because she watches Survivor.
I'm shocked that was not a reference in this episode.
They should have said it. Like she should have referenced like Sundra.
You can't tell me that Ava does not have emergency flint in her pocket somewhere. Like she has seen it. She watches the show religiously. Her filing system is based on Survivor. You cannot tell me she is not familiar with the work of, I'm trying to think of like a good fire starting person. We'll say Sandra, but
we'll say Sandra.
I can't think of anybody else. That I
started a fire in Australian Survivor. She started the fire. I saw her do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And we count Australian Survivor here, right?
Yeah, especially when Cerie starts a fire. Like, well, this is canon. You know, like this
exactly.
Counts.
I count Australian Survivor when the people I like do something good. Like Sandra blindsiding people I didn't like is canon. Sandra getting voted off, not canon.
Didn't happen.
Didn't happen. I didn't see it. Cerie starting a fire and making it to Final Four, canon. Cerie losing fire making, no. I didn't. Nope. I don't process it. Like it didn't happen. Yeah.
So Ava's stove isn't working. She has to build an oven out of stone. Like basically everything that Ava brought, she ended up having to do by hand, and she was really good. There's even a point where she like tastes the foliage to see when she was tracking Janine and Gregory or something like that. Like it was crazy.
I think eventually doing that research, you start to retain some information. Like it's all muscle memory at that point.
Mm-hmm. And the group is waiting on Barbara to tap out, but she's just not going to. She's so prepared for this. She brought in basically anything you could need. She kind of accounted for, including this amazing bathroom that will later on get them out of a lot of trouble. The bathroom had like a his and hers kind of feel, but it was just like different scented like aromas.
Lavender and vanilla. I remember this because this may be the thing that convinced me to go camping.
If this restroom is here, then
if that restroom is there, because there's been some janky ass showers in my many years of experience camping. I used to be a camp counselor and once a camp goer. Hated the camping trips. Do I know how to build a tent now? Yes. Do I wish I didn't know how to build a tent? Even more so, yes.
I don't know how to build one, and I think my life is fine.
Yep. You know what? I just feel like that's a skill I didn't need to know in my life. And I don't think the suffering I did was worth it to get to know how to build a tent.
So I think when I was in 5th grade, we went camping, and it was not even like out. It was like in cabins. So that doesn't count. Like we went to camp.
Yes, camping in cabins is different. It's got like a nice little homey feel. It's cute. It's quaint. You can do little activities in there. Tents are dirty. They smell bad. You can't do anything in there because you will smell everything. And like if it rains, forget it. You're getting soaked. It's not a good time. And if you're sharing with a lot of people, it's a very cramped space.
Like Barbara, I guess, the goofballs, they are really enjoying it. They like the outdoors, and you could tell that their teachings from Gregory about, plants and stuff are paying off because those kids can spot poison ivy. They look like they're having a good time outdoors. And this kind of prompts Janine to ask a question. She's like, should I start a club? Do I need to do something? Because she feels like the step team is Ava's, and I would say, of course it is. Yes. But she lands on fashion club. Now, she did make her costume. But I have mixed feelings about this. Because Janine, sometimes she dresses like Miss Frizzle. And what happened? Remember season 1, she has like the Cheerio necklace or something like that. Like she's just doing a lot of weird shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she's doing a lot of weird shit. But when she goes out, like the episodes when they actually get to go out for like Janine be showing up, or that one time she wore Ava's clothes, like she does the things. So I don't know. What do you think about this fashion club? You think it's going to be a big storyline?
I mean, I think this is the next step. Like we kind of had the next episode was a sidetrack from any of the plot development we got from this episode here. So I think maybe in the next few episodes we'll get a follow-up to Fashion Club. But this is also the woman that's been roasted constantly for her jelly bean belts. And do I think that this could work for her? Yes. But do I also think that like her style is not going to match up with what students want to do? And let's also be aware, like this is elementary school students they're up to 8th grade. So once we start getting into the middle school years, they're probably going to be wanting to make clothes for like when they're a little older. Like, how kids are, they always want the things that they're not supposed to want. So I think this could be a concern going into future episodes, but she does have the skills, like the technical skills to start a fashion club. So, I'm excited to see where this goes.
Me too. There's this cool storyline where Janine and Gregory get lost in the woods, roughly 40 yards away from everybody else. And they bond, and they're looking at the stars. And that really stood out to me because I think when they were doing the will they, won't they, their flirtation was so intense, right? And so we had a lot of those like very tender moments where it was like, oh my God, they really like each other. And I think the struggle is like, we've compared this show a billion times to the show that doesn't stand up like this show does, but we compare it to The Office a lot. And Jim and Pam are absolutely boring. Like they are just the most boring couple that I've ever watched on television from the moment they get together.
I'm so glad you say this because I agree.
And so I really enjoy that they keep giving us like good like relationship moments between Gregory and Janine, so we don't just get complacent like we did with Jim and Pam.
Yeah. I think also it's like like they're Janine and Gregory had a lot of buildup. They had a lot of moments I think are very specific to those two, and their personalities actually complement each other. Whereas with The Office, and no shade to anybody that like wants to find the Jim to their Pam or vice versa, but however, I do think that like the show starts with us knowing that Jim has a crush on Pam, but there aren't a ton of moments building up to their eventual relationship that really make it make sense, other than the fact that we know they like each other. So like that's where there's a few, but I feel like it pales in comparison to like where we are with Janine and Gregory. Like I genuinely believe these two belong together. If they ever broke up or had like a stern argument, love is dead to me. Not just in the show, in life.
In life. Yeah, makes sense. So one of the park rangers shows up and talks about basically like, y'all shouldn't be here, right? Like they're out here breaking all the rules. Barbara did not actually get a permit. She just thought she did. You can't cook over an open flame. There probably shouldn't be all these kids out here. Like they're just breaking all the rules. And so they offer him a spot in the porta potty. He can go use it. And if he lets them stay the night and kind of looks the other way. And so he does. The next morning they wake up. Gregory, for some reason, still has his weird like braid cap on. That just really bothered me. That I think he slept in that. It's just why are you wearing that?
Tyler Perry hair.
Yeah, why is it still on? And so Jacob's missing. He comes out of the woods. Apparently he got lost. He slept there, and now he looks a mess.
You can say it. He did.
He looks. I mean, it's bad. It's bad. Like he got effed up out there in the woods, and he couldn't have been that far. There's just no way he was that far.
In hindsight, I just feel like they could have had a better plan for the search and rescue situation, because no way, absolutely no way. You telling me that he spent that whole night and could not find his way back home? Like, what are we doing here?
So, I have a question.
Yes.
Here's a little story. So I was a Minion for Halloween.
Yes.
But I've never seen Despicable Me or the Minions. I only know them from product placement and television ads and commercials, things of that nature. They're just in the zeitgeist, I guess.
They are a part. I actually saw this really funny tweet the other day where, I'm trying to think of what the initial thing was, but it was like, what in this generation has had the same major cultural impact of something like I'm gonna say The Simpsons, of like what our generation was, but because I don't actually know if this was the fandom that they were talking about, but like let's say it was The Simpsons, of like what is like this current generation's big cultural phenomenon that is like The Simpsons for us as we were growing up, where like that was like the thing to watch. And the reply, one of the most popular replies in there was that it was The Simpsons. Like it was the Minions. Like the Minions are like that big cultural booms. People love the Minions. They'll probably have like 10. The Despicable Me is on its way to being like the Fast and Furious franchise for children. Like we're gonna get like Too Despicable to Me soon. I'm sure of it.
Tokyo Drift.
I would watch Despicable Me Tokyo Drift, first of all. Like, sign my ass up. But Minions are huge.
Yeah. Well, I was a Minion, right?
Yes.
But I could not tell you anything about it. That brings me to my question. Mr. Johnson does not know anything about Denzel Washington's role in Gladiator 2. Do you think he'd ever watched the movie?
No, and why would he? I'm not there to... Listen, I am sure whatever the movie was that where this happened, like Denzel's not in it nearly enough for me to actually watch the film. So I understand.
I thought about it when he was getting the quotes wrong, and then it hit me. I was like, oh yeah. Like I was like, he probably wouldn't have dressed like that if he's never seen the movie. And then I thought about it, I was like, you were just a Minion, fool, and you have never seen it.
You
like,
didn't watch it? Yes.
The Minions could be problematic, and I still dressed up like them. I did not do any research at all.
Listen, like I've looked through their social media. They haven't said anything problematic yet. So I think we're on a good track with the Minions.
What did you think about this episode?
I loved it. I thought it was really good. It's nice. They spent some time off location, off campus. I liked like the overall message of it. I've also been dealing with intense burnout at work, and I feel like this came at a great time. I think November, personally, is just a horrible month for getting work done or being energized in any way. It's just a rough month in general for many, many reasons. And I thought that this came at a good time. I liked it. Not my favorite Halloween episode they've ever done, but I still had plenty to enjoy. So that I was very happy about.
Big same. So let's get into the second episode, No Cell Phones. There's so much to talk about, but we cannot start without acknowledging Charlie, our white student who has been saying an N-word, not the N-word. And the return of Daya, who, Gia, I stand here a man who has stood by this for 2 seasons. Daya can't be trusted, and she's not even hiding it. She is taking notes of what everything Ava is doing directly in front of her.
Yep.
In the entire episode, she's reprimanding the teachers. Do we see this coming to like some type of type of conclusion? Is she just doing this for her personal notes? Is Daya going to go to the district?
Is Daya our villain of season 5?
She was the villain of season 4.
No, the golf course was the villain of season 4.
I don't trust Daya.
Listen,
she was the mole.
We have had, and they still haven't confirmed that. I feel like that is coming up somewhere in there. But I feel like they just so quickly brushed over the fact, like, I think we're supposed to still think that Crystal is the one that snitched on Ava to the district. And I really don't think that was the case. Like, we don't have a situation where she denied or confirmed that it was her. But honestly, at this point, even if she said, yes, it was me, I snitched, I want to believe her. I said, you shut the hell up, Tatiana. You know damn well you did not do that. That was all Daya. However, I could see a world where Daya is like our villain of our antagonist, if you will. Not that like Abbott Elementary is like a show that needs a villain in the same way we think about, like a lot of these really popular shows that come up, especially the ones that have like a big follow-through storyline. But we usually have an antagonist in some way or another throughout the seasons. Like season 2 was the legendary charter schools. Mm-hmm. Season 3, I'd say, was like the conflicts between Abbott Elementary and the district. And this also where we had like the will they, won't they with Janine and Gregory, and Morton screwed it up. So, like we blame Morton as well. And then season 4 was more so the golf course and everything around that. So there's been like a lot of different antagonists that kind of define some of the bigger storylines, the plots of those seasons. We haven't really gotten a storyline yet that requires a villain in the same way that we've thought about it in these past seasons, right? So like, could it be Daya? Could it be Daya?
To me, it just feels like such a missed opportunity that she is the closest person to all these shenanigans at Abbott that we keep getting away with. Like Abbott, we keep getting away with it. I love it here. But like, she's also openly taking notes. If she's not going to do anything with the information, what is she writing down?
But also, like, they've already tried firing Ava twice, right?
Yeah.
So they're not going to do it again, right? Right?
So is she just like building, like she's building a case. She's building a case.
I know, but like, I feel like they were all ready to, and this is the thing, I can't hate her for it because she told Ava she was building a case. I feel like Ava knows at this point that she's building a case, and some reason still keeps her on payroll.
She threatened to fire her.
I think she likes having Daya there as like a nemesis, like I feel like she would actually, I think she actually enjoys having some pushback in the office a little bit.
My theory is that it's because she's not arguing and fighting with Janine anymore as much, so like she needs like she's like, her and Janine are friends and she doesn't want to say it out loud, but because she can't be mean to her, like exactly she doesn't want to admit it, so she had to find somebody else to use that conflict energy that she has.
Yep, I think that's fair.
I think she
likes her fighting spirit.
Yeah, so let's get into the cell phones, right?
Yes. This is insane. By the way,
Emily from the district shows
Emily's
up.
Back.
And her, even though Ava's never seen this woman in her life, Emily's back, and she says the district has an initiative called Shoes, where they are going to, or phones, I'm sorry, why did I say shoes? So called phones, where they are obviously going to put their phones away for the day to promote, like, losing screen time and, maybe more focus in the classroom from the students and the teachers. And so district-wide, they're going to do a competition where everybody is to put their phones in a locked box, and whichever campus lasts the longest or makes it to the end of the day without opening that box, they will win a pizza party. And so everyone is voluntold to put their phones in the box. They're all going to participate. And I have so many feelings about this because...
Let them out. What are the feelings?
Okay. So point number one, if you did not come here for a Chappell rant, I don't know what, you should have skipped this one.
Why are you here?
Point number one, I've been a teacher for a long time. Cell phones are awful for students in class. It's just like bad for their the way they have to focus. Like, it's bad for their emotions. Adults have a hard time disconnecting from social media and focusing on what's right in front of them. How do you think kids feel? So I am a firm believer in, like, if you can limit kids using their cell phones in classes, it is beneficial. And in Texas, in a bunch of districts, they have made it that the kids have to drop their phone off at the beginning of the day, and like in like the front office or in a lock box or whatever, a locker or whatever, and then they cannot use them at all. And every teacher I've spoken to has said the exact same thing. It's better because the kids are not only... So oftentimes we find that when a kid falls behind, instead of like asking questions and engaging and trying to get more help, they turn to their phone as a distractor, right? Mm-hmm. So now they're just getting further and further behind. Anytime this subject comes up that they don't understand, they go to their phones and they BS. And while they're in their phones, sometimes these kids will go and they will get on social media, and then they will antagonize other kids, or post other things or memes or whatever the case may be. A lot of times students would be in a classroom acting completely normal on their phones and then just go out into the hallway and just start fighting. And you wouldn't know why, because all of the sniping and the arguing and stuff like that is so covert. It's happening behind the scenes. So all the things that are distracting these kids, like a lot of them are stemming from the cell phone being around. And so I feel great about that. Now, that's it. I bought a phone back in August, and I had no choice because my perfect phone that I brag about having forever, the iPhone 11, because Unc is not ever changing phones, bragged about it, loved the phone. It had a case on it. It was beautiful. It never touched human air. You know what I'm saying? Until this year, the case broke. And so then eventually the screen broke, and then I got the screen fixed. And then I go to a pool party, and this girl jumped in the pool, and she like floundering around, splashes water all on my phone, which is not in the pool, it was like near the pool. And so the next day, the phone has water damage. So then I have to take the phone to get it fixed, but I can't take the phone to get it fixed because I don't know where the location of the iPhone doctor is, because I would use my GPS to find it. So I cannot do that. So I had to use my laptop to find my brother in Houston to like come and like meet. I had to meet him at his house right across town to get to the place. And then when I got to the place, they like start asking me questions that I would need my cell phone to answer. And they couldn't fix the phone. So I ended up going to the AT&T store and buying a new phone, buying a new case. And then when I left the store, the phone did not work. I tried to take the phone back. The store was closed, and Apple or AT&T had the nerve to try to act like I broke the phone. Like, I'm like, hey guys, you can see that I've never used the data on this phone because it's AT&T. You can see everything I've ever done on this phone. Mm-hmm. Fast forward to 3 days later, I still don't have a phone. I go 3 days. I travel from Houston to my home, it blind in the rain, no GPS, just nothing, just driving. It was crazy. You know how hard it is to get a phone when you don't have a phone? It's damn near impossible. And then on top of that, I got the phone fixed. Then later on, that Friday, 4 days later, after I finally get the phone to work, my old phone lights up. It finally dried out. All they had to do was put it in rice, and I would have still had my old phone.
I was just about to ask you if they did you do the rice trick with your phone?
I didn't realize it was water damage because my phone wasn't in the pool, so I didn't realize what it was until.
Got it.
Yeah. So anyway, boom. That's the first thing. Then the phone starts overheating like 4 weeks ago, just like burning up. Nobody cares about this except me. I feel really passionately about this. So I had to update the phone to get it to stop overheating. The phone was so hot I couldn't hold it. Then, last week I get back from I'm in San Francisco. My phone is not working there. I tried to take a selfie with Parvati and my phone would not load. Do you know how embarrassing that is? And so I'm like, when I get back to Texas, I'm getting the phone fixed. It took me 3 days. I had to get an appointment with the Apple Store, drop the phone off at the Apple Store the next day. And then they said it won't be ready until tomorrow. They could not fix the phone. It would take another day. I had to stay in Dallas for an extra day. And so when I'm trying to handle these other businesses, I'm trying to like log into my email on like the computer and the Apple Store and all this other stuff because I don't have my laptop with me. Gia, they're sending 2-factor authentication text messages to the phone. Stop texting the phone. I don't know how to get in my email without my phone. So everything in this episode, I was like Gregory. I was about to cry for the first time in my entire life. Like, well, the second time, because when that phone started overheating, I about lost it. But all that to say, it is very hard to survive in 2025 without a phone after having a phone. Not to say that you cannot, but if you had a phone and you were relying on it heavily, coming off of the phone usage is damn near impossible. That's the end of my rant.
Janine talking about how she couldn't get to her bank because she didn't have the GPS to go to her bank was so real. Because I use my Chappell, we have walked through New York many a times together now. My GPS is always on. I have no idea where I am.
Me, you, and Ty, we all have GPS at the same time.
Yes. And then sometimes someone GPS is a higher quality GPS than my GPS. And then we defer to them or cross-reference their GPS to say, all right, you are now the navigator. Like you have that essential role.
Yeah.
Like of leading the charge here. Like there's a lot that goes in to day-to-day life that requires a phone. And Chappell, now we talked about this before we started. And it was funny that you've also talked about your crappy phone situation because I too have had a phone for 4 years that was perfect and I loved and cherished it. No sign of issues. And I was so happy with this phone. Today, I get to work, get ready for my day, go to my phone to see if I have any messages. Says SIM card failure. Like, what does that mean? I know what a SIM card is. I just don't know how it failing impacts my phone. Well, it turns out I cannot call anyone. I cannot text anyone. I'm on a family plan, so I couldn't message my mother to be like, hi, I don't know what's going on. I was able to find out that if I connect to Wi-Fi, I can at least use some of the apps on my phone, even if I still can't call or text anybody. And then I had to go to Verizon today and ask them to, basically I had to upgrade to a new phone and transfer it over. So like $200 later, I now have my new phone, right? You know, with a case and all of that. However, this was my whole day, was just figuring out the phone situation. And I am so stressed because I'm so behind on everything else. And I realize how often people get in contact with me via my phone, not just like through text and stuff like that, but I have like my work email on there. I have Teams message on there. It's fascinating. And I do agree, especially teaching or being around students that were high schoolers at the height of COVID, where I think they're probably most dependent on technology at that point, that I do really think that the less dependent they are on technology, especially now that we have like ChatGPT and all this other stuff that I hate. I'm very anti-AI, that we would have that, like, it's important to make sure they are still able to succeed at basic life tasks without the use of technology. That being said, the idea that I couldn't get in contact with like any emergencies or to let people know that like there's a reason I can't be in contact today was so aggravating. Like, oh my God, it was so rough. So this was quite a journey for me. And I didn't realize how much this episode was going to resonate with me until today, but it was very, very timely.
I was shaking watching this episode because every pitfall that they ran into, I experienced that in the last 3 months. Like all of them, all the pitfalls. Like Janine being like, I don't know how to pay my rent. is so real, because a lot of these apartment complexes are like, go into the portal. It's like, okay, well, once I go into the portal, all my information is probably saved to the cloud. So I just like, autocomplete, all of that. It just populates and everything. But without your phone, you're like, damn, what is my card number? I don't carry it like I used to because I have tap, like, so it's like all the things are going wrong. And it kind of becomes a competition between the younger generation of teachers here and the older generation of teachers to see who can cope the best without their device, because you would think the older generation would be better at it because they've actually lived a lot of life without the cell phone. And you would think the younger generation would be able to do it because they are like younger. They don't like they're I honestly didn't think the younger generation stood a chance, because I know I wouldn't stand a chance without my cell phone. I am a useless human. And I hate it. I hate the fact that like we carry around almost like a shackle. It's like, but there was a time where we did not always have something in our hands. And now I always have the government. Everyone always knows where I am because I share my location with everybody. Definitely
everywhere. But I can look up your location, right? And now that I have my new phone, it let me know that you started sharing my location with me today at 3:16 p.m.
Yeah, I just kind of hate the idea that we are so beholden to the cell phone. And Gia, what is our solution though? Do we go back to memorizing phone numbers and passwords?
Oh, absolutely not. Maybe password. I feel like we probably, in retrospect, we should probably like have passwords written down somewhere.
Oof. The IT people say you should not do that. That's what the IT people say.
It can't be good to just have them on your phone. Right. Because I feel like you're just it's so easy to lose a phone, to misplace a phone and everything like that. And then you really don't have any of your information. I don't know. I don't feel passwords is a whole different thing. Like phone numbers, you can get that back somewhere. Like social media is a thing, all this other stuff. I feel like we've gotten to a point though where people are so reliant on cell phones in particular to do stuff because it's so easy to do things that way. Thinking about like paying bills, that call with the mechanic that Gregory was going through was also so real, because I hate calling customer service lines of places because every time I do, I talk to a robot, or I have to go through 3 different robots to get to talk to a person. Aggravating. But I feel like there has to be some middle way for some of this, because there are a lot of times where it is good to have some type of form of communication. Like when I was a little kid, I had like one of those flip phones, but it was like one of those, like, I shouldn't say burner phones because I was like 9. It was not a burner phone. Yeah. You know what it is. But it's basically a burner phone.
It had a few minutes on it.
But it was basically so that if there was ever an emergency, or because like I did like after school programs, or be like different parents picking me up and stuff like that, that I would be able to get in contact with parents to make sure that I knew who was picking me up that day, or if someone was going to be late, they'd let me know. So I understand that. And this was way before phones could do all the things they do now. This was when it was like it would cost you money to text anybody.
Yeah.
But I also think that like we can still appreciate the convenience of phones, and then also find ways to be able to do things ourselves still. Like there are certain things I will not, I refuse to be reliant on with my phone. Now, I am the first person to Google something like immediately. And I love going down a Wikipedia rabbit hole on my phone, right? Like that's one of my favorite activities to lull me to sleep at night. But we also just need to be able to function on our own without it. However, I am not going back to a map. That is not the life I will be living. The GPS is where I draw the line.
I had to travel through Houston and Dallas, 2 different, very big, different cities without a phone. So I feel you. I had never wanted a map more in my life. I was like, just if I could just look at it for like 5 minutes, I could memorize it.
I was watching, so I don't know what the technology is like on The Amazing Race today, right? Like I don't pay that close attention to like what technology you're using, but I watched the very old seasons of Amazing Race, like in the first few seasons, and they're using maps and compasses to navigate around places. They're not good. Yeah, to like be able to read the maps to know they are going some way, and then somehow they're able to know if they go in a wrong direction because the compass is wrong, or like we were supposed to be going north and like we're going south according to this compass. I'm like, well, how do you know that? What does this even mean? I couldn't do that. I love The Amazing Race, but that seems so hard.
Gia, Janine can't pay her rent because she can't get in the portal. And Gregory suggests, why don't you do what they used to do? Write a check. Gia, do you know where your checkbook is?
I don't have a checkbook. I don't think they give you one. I don't think my bank gives you one anymore. Like, you can request to get a checkbook from them, but they don't. But like, I know how to write a check. I do not know how it connects to my bank for them to take money out of said account with the check. And realistically, like, especially when you're, like, it can't be that much more difficult than me actually going to the ATM to take out cash for whatever reason I need it for. However, I don't even think I was given a checkbook with my last debit card. Like, I think they just send you the card now.
Yeah, even at I was in line at like Walmart or something like that one time, and they just scan the check. They don't even like take it from you. If you have a check, they'll just like scan it. And then they'll just enter the information. But this woman was like determined to write her check out, and I was just like, lady, just give her the checkbook. It takes 2 seconds. Some of the other issues we run into here are that Gregory obviously can't get his car fixed because he's not able to be in contact with the mechanic. And Jacob, who uses the internet to be engaged in world events, cannot see what's going on, and he cannot tweet out his thoughts. Well, not that he would be on Twitter because it's an awful cesspool of a place. Gia, you are still on Twitter. How is it going?
It's terrible. But also, there's going to be a day akin to the Montgomery Riverfront Brawl that I need to be on Twitter for, okay? And I'm going to be so grateful that I never deleted my account, right? However, do I feel good about the fact that I still have a Twitter account and still use it? No, it is one of my worst traits about myself. However, that day it happens, when that day comes that we get something akin to the Montgomery Riverfront Brawl, I'm going to be the happiest little girl in the world.
Yeah, you're going to have your thoughts.
I'm going to be liking, I'm going to be bookmarking, I'm going to be retweeting. Oh, it's going to be a good day.
Yeah, other reasons why you need a phone. So Melissa and Barb can't log into any of their accounts, including their medical results that we also largely get from our phones now with the My Charts and things of that nature.
That might actually give me a heart attack if I had to wait, if I knew I was getting medical results. Because I'm not like Melissa, where I like forget about my medical. Like, that is the only thing going through my mind in there for like a simple blood test, right? Where there's nothing wrong. There's nothing going on in my blood work that should really raise a concern, but I need to know that. Diane messages me right away because she knows I got some OCD concerns. Yes, we love Diane. Diane's the best.
So that, I mean, great point. Some things are just so important, and we're happy to have the convenience of having the phone with us. But I mean, like, you don't really understand, or you take for granted how useful the thing is when you don't have it. It kind of it jumps out, to you. You're like, oh my God, I used to do so much stuff. Mr. Johnson even can't do his work because, I mean, as a janitor, how is he supposed to know what he's supposed to do without his reminders?
I do use my Notes app a lot, so
I'm a Notes app guy.
I do like Notes app. Sometimes you just come up with a really good thought for one reason or another, and you don't have pen or paper to write it down, so you type it in your notes.
I probably have 600 tabs open on Notes app. Like, I don't ever think to delete them because I'm like, I'm gonna come back and need this thought. But yeah, I've just leaned so heavily on it. And then Barbara has some really big concerns in this episode. Like, forget Melissa's like obviously Melissa's having some pain, so she needs to get those checked out. But forget her fantasy football team. Barbara could be a granny, and won't even be able to find out because everyone's going to be texting and calling the phone and she won't have it.
In hindsight, they should have had a discussion about this if anybody had any pressing emergencies that could potentially come up, because I feel like your daughter having a baby is a concern. However, this was the best storyline of the whole episode, because what it really meant was that Barbara now gets to upstage Sister Sloss every birthday for the rest of her life because of her grandbaby being born on her birthday. And let me tell you, I have been waiting 5 seasons for this win for Barbara.
What did you think about Melissa's tactic of the happy birthdays? You know, let Miss Sloss say thank you to the first couple people who say happy birthday, and then you go and use your happy birthday so that she has to now go out of her way to thank you personally.
I did really like that. I thought that was really smart. I also think that, like, even without the baby situation, I think the best way to do it is to do it like the end of the day, where it's like, oh, this just came across my desk, right? I just realized, sorry, I've been so busy today. I did like that. Trying to think of what else would be a good one to do. Like, how could we make this petty, right? Like in the group chat, maybe like someone else's happy birthday post,
thumbs
like
up,
saying,
emphasize.
Yeah, like a thumbs up, like a emphasize the exclamation point one or something, or it's like, I've noted that it's your birthday, and I'm just gonna piggyback off of someone else's response.
Right, like use like a reaction of like an emoji of the like cake and the balloon. It's like I said happy birthday. That's what I meant when I did that.
Like, why are you being so uptight about it? Like I said, like I basically sent you a digital card, Sister Sloss. Right. Like,
the most relatable part of this story was that they kept reaching for their phones that didn't exist. Like the phantom phone is real. Like the phantom phone is so real.
How many times when you were going through this difficult time without your phone were you like reaching for it in your pocket or like feeling around for it, not knowing where it was?
Constantly. Like at one point, like I legit had to put the brand new phone away because I kept grabbing it and it was doing nothing but pissing me off. So it was like, I couldn't. So neither can these teachers. I'm very much the Ava in this situation. Like if this is a thing that we're forced to do, I'm not doing it. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to get a smartphone, like a burner phone, a smartwatch, whatever the case may be.
He was serious about that burner phone.
I dead ass. The way I'll put minutes on a Nokia in a heartbeat if I could. Like I'm never doing this again. I just won't. I won't go back. So the teachers fold, and unfortunately, like they get caught by the student of the week, I would say, Courtney.
Oh, easily.
Courtney is almost in the main cast.
I feel like of the kids, like she is the main character of the kids, and they know that because they have made it a point to make her like the leader amongst the children whenever they have a reason to give the kids a little bit of power. They even say in this episode that they like gave her too much power after the science fair, and now it's all gone to her head.
Yeah, and I like that. She's on a very Ava trajectory.
Yes.
She doesn't care about these teachers' sad problems. Her words, not mine. She says they're all being punished by their irresponsible behavior. They're going to miss out on the pizza party because the teachers don't know their passwords, don't know how to pay their rent. Basically, the teachers dropped the ball in all those areas that we complained that the next generation is not going to be able to do, right? We're like, they won't be able to write letters. They won't be able to write essays because they're all using ChatGPT. The same things we're complaining about. Courtney's like, well, if y'all knew how to do that, we wouldn't even be here right now. Like we would be fine and we'd be having a pizza party. So they end up negotiating. She negotiates Wings and K-pop Demon Hunters for their pizza day. And I really enjoyed this. When Gregory said, I was like, look, little girl, that was the most I've related to Gregory in a minute because Courtney, the students that I deal with, the Courtneys of the world, I give them, they have no leniency with me. Like little girl, you are not in charge here. I don't care. Like I turn into Matilda's parents. You're small. I'm big. You know, like I'm big. You're little. I'm right. You're wrong.
I chose looks.
Right. Exactly. You chose books. I chose looks.
Honestly, not the lesson I was supposed to get from that movie, but is it catchy?
Yeah. So I thought the scene was so good. They end up losing the negotiations and forfeiting, but fortunately for the Abbott Elementary crew, all the rest of the schools lost too. Everybody lost, and so now thanks to Courtney holding the teachers accountable, they will still get their pizza day, and these people will not take having their phones for granted anymore.
I have to say though, I don't know why the teachers were so upset about like the Wings and K-pop Demon Hunters day for their pizza party day, because that sounds delightful. Like a day to not have to teach, incredible.
Yeah,
so we had to give it to the kids because they were able to pull one over on us. They would not have had to convince me for anything.
When Janine said that she would buy the whole school pizza with her money, and that kid said, "You can't even pay your rent," I screamed. I screamed.
That is the exact type of honesty that kids have too, because they're listening.
Yeah. So by the end of this, we know what all these phone calls that I guess what the life without the phone looked like. But then, like, what happened on the phone while we were gone? So Gregory has a $1,200 repair to do on his car, mostly because he was not able to respond to the mechanic to stop him from milking him for all his money. Melissa needs to get her gallbladder removed, which I've seen enough Grey's Anatomy to know that that's not so bad. So that'll be okay.
It could be worse.
Yeah, Ava missed 76 DMs, so her phone is pretty dry. And Jacob missed a bunch of texts from Crate and Barrel. To me, is also a little relatable. That awkward moment when you get a notification, your phone be kind of dry, you get a notification, and it's just like an email about some sale.
Mine's always like Apple News telling me about something I don't want to know about. I'm like, I don't need that.
Yeah, I get a text from the Democratic Party, like, "Hey, make sure you're donating. Like, leave me alone. Leave me alone."
Yeah. Yes, I know what's happening in the world. Like, I'm aware.
Yeah. Thank you. And Barb gets a call that the baby is being born. So yes, we have a new grandbaby. Now I don't know what that makes Gregory to this child. I don't know, because we remember Tariq was like, "This is like your work mom's daughter's ex, whatever." He was trying to figure it out. So yeah, I thought this was a very fun episode, but it was stressful to me.
There was a lot going on. I was going through it a little bit with this episode, but it was a good one. I enjoyed it. And it's not something that I expected them to really go too much into, because it feels like phones are just a necessary evil / useful tool at this point. But I really liked it, and I liked the way they handled it. It really wasn't phones during school are bad or phones during school are great. It kind of takes the middle road with it, and I enjoyed it quite a bit.
That's what Abbott does best to me. They show like they have these moments where it's silly, it's fun, but it like kind of encourages conversations about this, right? Like you and I, we talked about the episodes, but like it was more about the commentary around the episode. Like, this cell phone thing is highly debated in schools for sure, but the lack of cell phone for, certain individuals is just not realistic anymore. And so we have to, as a people, make sure that we are equipped to live without one in case something happens to the phone, because their phones, literally anything can happen to the phone. Let's say Apple just decided to go corrupt and just like, okay, we're doing world domination, and just like hit the kill switch on all our phones. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that it's possible. I don't know. Maybe it is, but
maybe they're thinking about doing it. Maybe they listen to our podcast.
Right. And if they did that, what would we do? You know what I'm saying? So for me, love the episode. It's probably one of my favorites because of the conversation that I think we could have with it. But at the same time, like, it was cool. It was kind of cool. Like, there was no like really like, I guess to me, like super hilarious moments like I get out of Abbott. But the 2 episodes, again, solid pairing of episodes. And that leads us to our brief break until we come back in a little less than a month to talk about the next couple episodes. Anything else about this episode before we wrap?
I loved the Mondami throwback with Jacob was not able to comment on some local event that was happening. It was like I can't remember, but something was happening online that was relevant to Jacob's social circle, and his silence to that day was spoke volumes. Okay, like they and Zoran Mandami liked it, and especially for us as Survivor fans, having Mandami kind of enter our worlds over the cycle of his election campaign. This felt very real to me. I enjoyed it.
Right. So the next two episodes, episodes 7 and 8, 7 is called Goof Girl and 8 is called Birthday. And so we will be back in a few weeks, honestly, to talk about that. It'll be a brief break, but we'll be back, of course, to cover the rest of the season. I think we get the 2 episodes in December. We get 3 episodes in January, and that is all.
My birthday month.
Yeah, so 5 more episodes of Abbott to come. Gia, until then, until we get to the next 2, what do you have going on in your world?
So we are finishing up coverage on Survivor 49. We're a little more than halfway with our season. So you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky for all of my reality TV shenanigans at Classically Gia. I'm doing recaps on Silent Podcast about Survivor 49 on I Don't Know About That, and writing about it on Inside Survivor with Christine Palin. All great things happening on my way. I am very excited for this break because, like the teachers, I am also dealing with a little bit of burnout. And so I think that the holiday season will be good to me. I'm hoping. However, Chappell and I have had some conversations about some potential projects coming up in the near future. So stay tuned for that. I don't think just because we'll have an off season means that we will be off.
Right. Exactly. Okay. So stay tuned to what Gia has going on. Make sure you follow her on social media at Classically Gia, and then make sure you follow the podcast on all social media platforms at Recap Kickback. We even have a Facebook page. recapkickback.com/Facebook will take you to our Facebook group. It's just there for promoting the podcast. But if you want to start a conversation, you want to get things popping, it's a little discussion threads or something like that, feel free to do it in our Facebook group, and then catch up with all the other Recap Kickback content right here on our YouTube page and on our audio feeds, because we had the Wire conversation with James Jones last week, which should be in your podcast feeds and on YouTube. And Mario and I are still talking about Interview with the Vampire. It's so much fun. If you haven't watched it, this is my endorsement. Please go watch it. It's great. And so go watch that. Go listen to all the podcasts. And then, of course, stay tuned next time because class is over, but we will be back to talk about Abbott Elementary in just a few weeks. Until then, peace. I've been trapped behind Suave Maria, isolated like it's North Korea. Smaller city with some bigger dreams. The wall is cracked, I'm looking in between it. The world is yours, but man, I gotta see it. They say it's hard, but man, I gotta see it. The air I'm breathing can't feel my chest. Wait on life, I wanna hold my breath. I'ma get in my goddamn self.